All right, and welcome back, everybody, to the channel. And today we're doing something a little bit different because I didn't really have anything planned for a draw stream today. I decided, well, this weekend was TFCon LA, so I figured, might as well just do like a quick little overview stream, if you will, of the event and kind of some of the third-party Transformers reveals, and also this is kind of meant to be kind of a prelude almost to the Transformers talk show. I kind of want to do a collecting show, whatever I want to talk about in the next few months. Once I get that rolling, I will have a more proper sort of intro and outro for that particular show. Just haven't really had the time to really figure it out. Just didn't have enough time to really work on that. But without further ado, let's see here. So let's wait until a few more people in the audience, people show up before we get started. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go through the dealer room recap as well as the third-party panel slides, because there's quite a few things on the floor. Not certain things I personally was excited for, but I think it's interesting nonetheless to kind of go through them. And I'll do that in just a sec. Actually, I should probably do this first. I should probably pull up a link for my Etsy shop, because I will be getting that rolling out pretty soon, I think in the next few days. So I'm still waiting for my credit card to come back in, or my new credit card to come in. And so once that happens, I'll be able to get my website or get my Etsy shop going and start selling those Dinobot stickers. So, but I'll put the link for my shop in the video, just so you can at least follow it, and then there you go. Okay. Oh, I should probably edit that. Hold on. Okay. Let's leave it. Okay, I'll send that to the top there in just a minute. Then we'll get started with the panel, all that. So, can I not pin this? Stupid. All right, whatever. Leave it. Without further ado, let's get started. I was just kind of looking through things. So, and I'll add this to stage, and there we go. So, can I make this full screen? There we go. Just full screen that, and then we'll get started. So, there's quite a few things that were kind of shown off in the panel, but we'll kind of start off with the dealer room. Now, we'll start with part 2 today, which was today, when the day of the convention. Just because we'll see more of the same of what we saw from yesterday's. And we kind of didn't really see a whole lot. We kind of saw more, and what we have here is just kind of more the same we saw from last year in Baltimore, where they kind of showed off a prototype of their Devastator, and as well as their finished Defensor now. So, yeah, I think their blades is supposed to be coming out this month, I think, at least on Shows East Store. It says sometime in March. So, but obviously we have a very rough sort of a 3D printed version of their Devastator, and it looks pretty good for what they're going for. Obviously, it's not finished, like you can kind of tell. It's not like 100% polished the way Defensor is or any other releases they have. So, But yeah, it looks pretty good for the most part. But that's mostly what they showed in day 2 of the dealer room. But and they also showed off some of their movie stuff. Oh, and before I get there, yeah, their nation set, I think, which I can't remember this character's name, but yeah, it's a repaint of their Swindle. So from their Combaticon set, and then we move on to the 3-0 stuff. They actually had their Ironhide and their Jazz from the movie, so as well as some G1 stuff. So Red Alert, got a IDW version of Rodimus Prime and the Shattered Glass colors, I think. Yeah, which looks pretty cool. Like the MDLX line is pretty nice. I just haven't really had a chance to mess around with them because I'm more of a MP collector. So, but they do look pretty good. Pretty good. And there's the Prime with the Megatron gun arm. It's from the Skybound comics, which is it's kind of cool. Kind of cool little thing they're doing there with that. And also have the Cliff Jumper, which is from the comics as well, which I haven't really read. I really need to get into the Skybound comics because you hear good things about them. So kind of mixed feelings on all of them. So, but there's more of a Jazz. So if you're into the movie stuff, this might be for you. It looks pretty good for what they're going for. Not really my cup of tea. I'm a G1 guy. So, but this is a thing for you. It's what you like. And yeah, there's an Ironhide. So I think they showed off their cone heads. If I'm not mistaken. So they have their Starscream Skyward Thundercracker out. So their main secret team. Yeah, I'll kind of pull away from this one. Oh, and up there, Primal, which looks pretty cool. Not gonna lie. Yeah. It's pretty nice. I think they have a Beast Wars Megatron, if I'm not mistaken. If not, they probably will soon. Lips look kind of weird though. Like it reminds me of the annoying orange thing, like that fucking YouTube video back in the day. That's what it kind of reminds me of, the lips there. It's the only thing that kind of looks weird, but yeah, it looks pretty cool. Oh, that's pretty cool. Little skull there. Yeah. Oh, and then here's the Coneheads. So there's Ramjet from the MDLX line as well. So feet look kind of dopey. It's like Ninja Turtle feet almost, with the 2 sticking out. Yeah, this is cool for people who are into the sort of line. Here's Thrust. One of my very first Transformers back when I was a youngster. There's Dirge from the back. Why don't you show us your front side, dude? There we go. Yeah, there's the cone heads. So the very coney guys. And that's about it for the second day. So I'll go back to the first day because there's a few other things they kind of showed off on the floor. Let's pull back up. Roll it back up. Let's go home. And we'll do the other. So we'll also do the statues I want to show off. It's kind of cool. But into the main dealer room from yesterday. And slow poke. But yeah, so they showed off the Iron Factory Leo Kaiser, which not really a big fan of. Not as a character, I'm not really too familiar with. I think I'm gonna assume it's from the Marvel comic stuff or one of the Japanese cartoons. It's one of the two there. That's what I think. But it looks pretty cool. Got 3 jets, 3 cars, or one tank rather. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. This is obviously Legends, so it's gonna be a lot smaller, like probably 9-10 inches. in this guy, and then the rest are probably like 3 or 4 inches. So that's usually how the legends are. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. It's kind of a good little a bear type of or lion head going on there. It's pretty cool though. So yeah. And we have the first Pretender, I think it's a Metal Hawk from Fans Hobby. So it's actually kind of cool that they're finally getting some sort of representation of the Pretenders, which not really my cup of tea, aside from maybe like Bludgeon and stuff like that. But never was really into the Pretender stuff. But you know, it's cool for people who are into it. And I guess the way it works is that you have your main sort of body, and then you have all these extra parts that kind of go on top of it as some sort of armor to give it more of a humanoid sort of look. Like that's kind of whole. I think that's kind of the whole point of Pretenders. It was Transformers taking on more humanoid sort of you know, designs to kind of blend in a bit better or what have you, but just wasn't really my cup of tea. You know, I was just like, you know, just give me cars and trucks. You know, that's what I want. It is cool for people who are into that sort of thing and want to complete the full, like, you know, entire like G1 collection. You know, and they showed off some of this kind of like this like old, like World War, not old, but like kind of like this modern sort of you know, jet transformers and stuff like that, like, which don't really know who this is supposed to be, but it really seems like it's kind of like a original character type thing. But like the jets and the vehicle modes, they turn into like a really realistic sort of vehicles, which I think is kind of cool actually. So if you're into that sort of thing, I think this definitely would be for you, because they do look pretty cool. I just don't know what they're supposed to be exactly. But there's a green one that turns into like a truck. Or hold on, what's that? I'm trying to see what that is. Hellbird. Okay. So I'm thinking that's like kind of a toy brand in Japan or something like that. And I guess they're like kind of upscaling and making. I'm guessing it's like some sort of a crossover event for Transformers. I think that's kind of what they're going for here. But it looks pretty cool. Kind of looks like a cross between Prime, Springer, a little bit of Bulkhead. You know, that kind of gives me that sort of vibe from this guy. Yeah, it's kind of a cool looking vehicle. Some rockets and stuff. Then you got the jets again, or I think another one. But yeah, jet modes look really, really cool. I really like it when a Transformer really nails a vehicle mode. It's always like kind of a, you know, sometimes with a Transformer, they sometimes will sacrifice one mode for another if it's worth it. Like, because for example, if sometimes like, because most people will kind of display the Transformers in their robot mode, so they're more like, some these companies are more likely to sacrifice a vehicle mode over the bot mode. Or if you're doing combiners or beast modes, they'll probably prioritize the beast or combined form over the individual bot modes. And the MMC Green Ravage, the Shadow Fang, which I think is a continuation of their Voltron stuff, because they did a Steel Jaw in the Red Lions color. So I'm guessing this is supposed to be the green one. Was it Pidge from Voltron? I could be wrong on that, but it looks pretty cool. Yeah, it's not really something I'm going to be getting myself, just because I think it's a con exclusive too, so I can't really get it. But at least not until it hits the aftermarket. But so this is just the repaint of their Ravage though, and it's pretty cool. Yeah, yeah. I think it's based on their, because they did the Steel Jaw, so I imagine this is part of that sort of line as well. For the Voltron crossover. And now we got the Chosen Prime stuff. So I'll kind of see if I can get this image opened up actually, so we can take a better look at it. Share this tab instead. There we go. Okay, it's actually cool. Never really done this before, so All right. And I'll kind of zoom in. And so on the left side, we have some X-Transbot stuff, as well as some KFC, which is Keith X-Transbot. So in the top left corner, we have the first aid, which is on its way to me actually right now. So I'm just waiting for that to come in. Yeah, it's really cool that we're finally getting the Protectobots going, the Defensor going for XTB. So just waiting on Blades and Hotspot now, as well as because I think that they're going to be doing like a little med bay or something like that for the combined mode. So it's gonna be you're gonna be able to buy the Hotspot separate from the combined parts for Defensor. That's kind of how they're going to kind of do things, like kind of how they did with the Metasaur. So yeah, we got some more of their Omnibots here, as well as their Scrapper, which I do have now, which is pretty cool. But it's in leg. It's in or vehicle mode with the leg kind of hanging out in the background there. So you know, the Cup, the Sea Spray, the Ironhide, and the Power Master Prime they just came out with. So yeah, pretty cool. Wasn't really a fan of the way the Ironhide came out, so I didn't really bother swapping. I'm thinking about doing Fans Toys, but not really in the big not really looking to replace anything anytime soon at the moment. But yeah, down here we have the Prosecutor, which I think Comic Relief Crusader did the art on. So for the box art, anyways. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. Which and by the way, a lot of this stuff's already out, by the way, so it's not anything new here. Just me kind of showing off what's at the actual event. So, but yeah, so you have the Prosecutor, you have Scourge, you have Runabout, Runamuck in their vehicle mode and robot modes. So still need to get those guys, along with a Punch Counterpunch. So then you have some Junkions here. Which I need to get a Wreck-Gar, dude. Like if I can get a Wreck-Gar for a good price, I'll be very happy because yeah, that's one shelf I need to kind of lay out, do some laying out for. So, but yeah, and then down here we have some of the trans art stuff, the Beast Wars stuff. Not too sure who this character is, right? Was it the Wolf or something, or it's Silverbolt, I think. Yeah, Megatron. You got the Primal, Cheetor, I think, and then Terror. I was never really into Beast Wars too much. So I apologize if I get the names wrong or what have you. But if we scroll over here, we'll kind of go from left to right. Just kind of go like, there we go. Yeah, over here we have which we have the Streetwise in the corner there, or the toy version of the Streetwise right behind Clipper there, and then got another. It's like the Star. What's it called? Prime Star Convoy or something like that. Like whatever. It's another Prime. So then we got Hubcap in the background. We got Ravage. We got some more cassette tapes. We got Blue Cliffjumper, I think, right there on the side. Still surprised they haven't done a Bumblebee yet. It's like they've done so many reasons at Cliffjumper. They haven't done a Bumblebee though. So, and then we have the Magic Square Brawl and Swindle, which I do have, which are awesome. And we'll get back to Magic Square later on in the show once we get to the actual panel, because there's a certain somebody that got revealed about a week ago, and so it'll be kind of cool to see that. And I think that these aren't magics. These aren't MMC bugs here. I think those are Bad Cubes, Insecticons in the middle there. Then we have Star Toys Blitzwing, which I'm probably going in on actually. I'm actually kind of thinking about, because I was kind of debating between Star Toys and Fans Toys, but when they released the colored images of their Fans Toys Blitzwing, I kind of was turned off by it, just because the purple was just way too saturated. Like it was kind of like way off from what I think Blitzwing should be. So I'm thinking about going ahead and buying Star Toys Blitzwing. And that will have round up my season 2 Decepticon shelf. So, and up here we have a miscellaneous bunch of things. So we have the I think it's a Sentinel Prime. It's kind of like a repaint of their Missing Link Prime, along with the actual Missing Link Prime below them. And what Missing Link actually is, for those who haven't been really following, is that Missing Link is basically them taking the original toys and kind of not changing them or updating them, but they're updating them, but updating their posability. That's what they're kind of changing up on them. They're changing the articulation and making it so that you can actually play with the toys, but also while also kind of keeping the original sort of G1 cartoon or the original toy aesthetics. So you can kind of see that with their Prime, the clip jumper right here. It's all kind of in the same sort of G1 style, but just a little bit extra articulation for, I just think it's kind of cool. And then you have the Bumblebee, you have the clip jumper, and then you have a little throne here. I think it's for Megatron. I'm not too sure which version. I think that might be YOLO Park or for Masterpiece. I can't really tell, but got Movie Prime, got some other movie stuff, I think, in the background. You got Hot Wheels Prime, but I think there is like a Hot Wheels crossover going on with Transformers. Well, they're actually making a Hot Wheel Transformer figure, but I don't think they showed any of that here. But on the side, we have some of the movie stuff as well as some more, I think it's the MDLX stuff or it's Flame Toys. It's one of the two, but in the corner there, we can kind of see the Skyward Thundercracker in the background. We got the new the Adamus Rodimus Prime. It's kind of based on IDW. And then we have Optimus, Bumblebee, Primal, Sideswipe, all from the MDLX line. So that's pretty cool. Down here we got the movie stuff. So we got, I think it's Ratchet for the movie. I can't tell. And we got Prime, Shockwave, Megatron, and some other movie stuff. But we're not going to focus too much on that. So that's the first little slide there. Show this tab instead. Get rid of you, and then move on to the next one. Open image, new tab, and share tab. All right. And over here we have the Fans Hobby stuff, or no, not Fans Hobby, the Takara stuff. And it's more of their Power Master Prime as well as the Train Bots. So not really up my alley, but it's probably for someone else. Hey, Mrs. Good to see you. While doing some work on my DVDs. Oh, nice. Yeah, we're just doing a little overview of the TFCon that came out. That's been happening over the weekend. So they've kind of released some images, some just pictures of the dealer room, some of the panels of new releases from both third party as well as some of the more official stuff. No audio. What the hell? Hold on. Oh, there we go. Wasn't not talking that whole time. There we go. Sorry about that. God damn it. All right. Well, yeah, we'll start from the beginning then. Not from the beginning, but we'll start from the dealer room here. Hi, Mrs. How's it going? Yeah, thanks for letting me know. Yeah, because I had it on the wrong setting, so I didn't have my thing up. I had the wrong. I thought for sure. I don't know. It's just stupid. But all right, good. Yeah, because I had it on just like the full screen of the tab. So, but we're only 20 minutes in, so yeah. So we'll just start off with the panel or the one here. I'll show it off. So kind of here, I'll just get that full screened. But yeah, so this is the dealer room at TFCon. This is kind of like a sort of the new sort of BotCon essentially, because BotCon doesn't really exist anymore. So they kind of replaced it with TFCon and all that. And this is basically an event where it's just like a Comic-Con for Transformers fans, basically. So they show off some of the toys from both the Hasbro stuff and Takara stuff, as well as some of the third-party stuff. So I'll kind of go over that all over again because I didn't realize I was muted the whole time. But yeah. So actually, I think I missed one. Just trying to make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, we'll start from there then. So from the top, let's do one of the cases first. So obviously from this corner, we have the X-Transbots and the KFC, which is also going to be a good stream, actually, because it's going to kind of give a rough idea of who the players are in the third-party game, because there's a lot of different companies that make different Transformers figures, and there's kind of different prerogatives those companies kind of have. So it's kind of but I think I will do a whole stream just kind of talk about going a little bit more in depth on the companies, at least kind of explaining who's who, for the most part. But it's just meant to be kind of a cover stream. So from here we have the first aid in the corner here. You can see my cursor there. The Omnibots, the Scrapper, which I have, as well as Cup, and I have my first aid on the way, so it should be coming in next week or so. Yeah, I got Sea Spray in the corner here, Ironhide, and then the Power Master Prime, and yeah, and then down here is the Prosecutor from the Quintessons. Now I think that Mike from Conquer Leaf Crusader actually did the art for this one, at least for the box art, so that's pretty cool. Because he actually is like kind of in talks with Keith from X-Transbots, so that's where this kind of comes from. So if you ask him, he kind of has a little bit of an insight on the releases and all that, so it's kind of cool. So also got Runabout Runamuck, the twin Decepticons. So still need to get those guys. But focusing on other things right now. So I got Punch Counter Punch. Got I think it's a G2 Groove, not mistaken. The yellow bike. Yeah, but obviously the KFC Junkions, and then got the Beast War stuff from Transart, which is pretty cool for Beast Wars fans. Not really my thing personally, but. And then down here we have the Mastermind Creations over here. At the Star Convoy Prime, got the Ruin Nation set, which is just a repaint of Swindle, and then we have Streetwise, which is the one I've been so desperately really trying to get my hand, because eBay keeps screwing me over, because the first time it sent me out, they actually sent me the wrong version of the character, and then I had to buy another one, get a refund for that, and it's kind of been a messy situation with this character right now. So, but Universe does not want me to have a Streetwise. That's all I know. But in the background, you can kind of see the toy version of the Streetwise and the First Aid, which I do have. So, you got some other stuff. You get the Hubcap, Ravage, the blue Cliff Jumper, and I think that's either Rewind or Eject. The blue, yeah, we have the Eject and Rewind. The cassette tapes, and then up here we have the Magic Square Combaticons, at least the two we have out right now, which is Swindle and Brawl, which I do have. So yeah, it's pretty cool actually how they're kind of doing things with their Combaticons, with basically taking their Legend scaled, which is like 5 inches tall, and then kind of upscaling them to make them more Masterpiece scaled. It's a pretty cool thing, which I might actually do a stream of that as well, kind of explain the difference between Legends, Mainline, and Masterpiece, because there is kind of a difference between the three terminologies when it comes to Transformers collecting and all that. And so the Insecticons, which I think they're from Bad Cube. Yeah, it doesn't look like the Mastermind Creations or the Fans Toys, so it's definitely got to be the Bad Cube. The Blitzwing from Star Toys, which I'm probably going to go in on. Just wasn't really a big fan of the Fans toys, at least the colors for that one when they showed it off. So I'm probably gonna go with this guy. Now I'll kind of wrap up my season 2 shelf. Up here is pretty cool. What we have here is actually the mid-length prime, which is basically Hasbro taking the original toys and kind of modernizing them to give them more like modern articulation and posability. So you kind of see that here with the prime in the middle here. It's kind of, because obviously the original toy didn't really have a whole lot of posability because, just what technology just wasn't there at the time, I guess. And so, but what's cool about this is that they're actually taking the original toy and kind of, giving them some extra articulation while also kind of keeping the spirit and the same sort of design for the toy intact at the same time, kind of keeping that nostalgia with it. So the prime, Bumblebee in the corner right here with Cliff Jumper and another Cliff Jumper, I think, and then there's a Hot Wheels Prime, and I think they are doing like a crossover of Hot Wheels and Transformers, but I don't think they showed anything off here at the convention. I think that was like last week or something like that at Toy Fair. But, they got some movie stuff in the corner and the throne for, I think, Megatron. So, and up in the corner, we have some of the action figures, which is the 3DO stuff. So these are like nothing. So these ones don't actually transform. They just, aside from the Hot Rod in the middle, I think he transforms, but the other ones don't transform. They're all just kind of meant to be posable action figures. So that's kind of like what I mean by when it comes to like the caveats to Transformers collecting. There's a lot of different avenues, different companies do different things, and some companies only do like robot modes, only do action figures. They don't do full transforming figures. So that's also kind of a thing to kind of keep in mind. So when it comes to the there's a lot more to the Transformers collecting, and then that meets the eye. But yeah, up in the corner we have the Skywarp Thundercracker, the Jets. Got Prime, Bumblebee, Optimus Primal over here, and Sideswipe. And then obviously have the new sort of Rodimus Prime, I think, which is supposed to be based on the IDW books. So now we got some of the movie stuff here, so just stuff we kind of already seen before, but I think it's Ratchet in the corner. Or it's Ratchet. I can't remember. I can't fucking tell. Movie designs, I tell you, but a few Megatrons, a Shockwave, some Primes, and that's it for that panel or that image there. Move on to the other stuff here. So I'll just kind of, oh shit, stop. Hold on, hit the wrong button. There we go. All right, show this one. There we go. Wrong button. All right, there we go. And then right here is some of the Takara stuff. So we have the Super Jinrai, which is basically like a power Master Optimus Prime here. So this is where he just gets all yoked up. He gets all up on steroids, that kind of a deal. Not really, but but what happens basically is the truck like combines with the trailer, and that kind of makes him into a big super robot sort of a form. They have the train Autobots, so that's kind of cool. Never really saw them in the cartoon. I think they were meant to be in the cartoon, but never made it to the cartoon type of thing. Yeah, the idea of an Autobot team that kind of like turns into a whole train is kind of cool though. So, and obviously down here with the Masterpiece stuff. So we got Jetfire, the Seeker, Jets, so Starscream, Thundercracker, and Skywarp. Got Primes kind of based on the toy colors. Got Hoist, got a repaint of Skids in the red. Might be two, I can't remember. But we got RC, got Trailbreaker, Nightbird. And down here we got some of the Beast Force stuff. We got Primal in the corner there. We got Black Arachnia, Rhinox, and Convoy, kind of like a Prime. It turns into a line, I think. So And they have some other repaints I'm really too familiar with. There's a lot of like repaint stuff I'm not nearly as educated on, for lack of better terms. But over here we have some of the fans' hobby stuff. So this is their Obsidian Blade, which is I guess it's kind of like a prime type thing going on here. It's just kind of like a big sort of combined form here. We got the Armand Megatron, so it's based on the TV show that was in, I think, the early 2000s when the show was coming out. Where they had very, very stylized designs for the Transformers, and you have the tidal wave, and then we got some more of the Power Master stuff here. We got some of the jets. I think it's Dreadwind and Darkwing, and then a few other smaller characters that I'm not as familiar with. Transformers is a whole cast of characters, so way too much to know everything. But and then here, I think it's Metagate. I'm not too, if I'm not. No, that's Toy World. Toy World's doing like this like star screen kind of as a retro jet or something like that. I think that's kind of the deal here. The red star screen here. I think that's what they're going for. And here we have the big boys, Fans Toys, which they're showing off their Scrapper, their Astro Train. I think there's some Insecticons in the back here. Yeah. It's Grenader and it's Insecticons in the box. But we have Skull Cruncher, who turns into the alligator. So he's our Florida Man Transformer. Got Sludge and Swoop, the two Dinobots, which I have. So they're really great. You got them very, very early on, actually, when I was first collecting Masterpiece, actually. So they've been in my collection for a long time. Also got the Astro Train. So in the corner here, we kind of see the Scourge kind of poking in, Cyclonus in both jet mode and robot mode. Springer, some cassette tapes, some Perceptor, and Ultra Magnus. So, and yeah. So more of the same we've already seen before, obviously, from it's always like none of this is anything new in particular. So, but it is cool to kind of see. All right, so pull up I guess we'll pull up this tab then. Get a closer look on that prime combined with things. So it's kind of looks pretty cool to me, but not really something that really fits in my personal collection because I'm kind of going for a very specific sort of thing. But it's pretty cool. I love the sword. It's like all shiny. I love like when they do like really cool like metallic stuff on Transformers. It's always cool. Yeah, okay, this is the one I was wanting. So we'll kind of share this one. It's a better view of the Fans Toys box. And up here with their Insecticons, along with their Hoist, Trailbreaker, Huffer, Swerve, and I think that's out back behind them, like the truck right behind Huffer's back there. But yeah, there's their Superion, and yeah, looks pretty cool. As well as their aerial bot to kind of make up Superion. So basically what they do is they kind of merge together, kind of make one big super robot, all 5 of them. So yeah, pretty cool. Now I did actually get my Slingshot, which is this big set here, which comes with both Slingshot as well as the combiner parts for Superion here. Now I'm actually going to be selling off the combiner parts because I'm going for a different Superion from Zeta Toys, because it would just be way too expensive to kind of buy the same set twice, because I want to display them both in their bot modes as well as in their combined form. So I kind of have to work around that. But I do have a Maverick on the way. They're Silverbolt, which is kind of funny how they're named after the Top Gun characters. Yeah, Maverick, Goose, Viper, Iceman, and Jester. So I'm getting text messages. Get out of here. Talking Transformers. And so but yeah, there's their Superion. It looks pretty cool. It's a shame that I have to get rid of it too, because it's like it does look really nice, but yeah, I think I want to go with the Zeta Toys Superion. So But I did put up for a reasonable price on eBay, so hopefully I get my money back from that. So up here we got some Marvel stuff for whatever reason. Yeah, ain't Transformers, Marvel stuff, and GI Joes. Get out of here! It's Transformers Day. Then we have the I think these are the Master or DLX line. I can't remember, but it's the movie stuff from the Rise of the Beast movie. So it's Bumblebee and Primal. So then we have the King Toys Dinobots. I think it's Swoop and Snarl, which not really my bag. A little too stylized for my taste. You got a few things on top here, actually. I kind of want to see if you can make them out. Got Fort Max there. Black Xeric, I think, right there. Just like a repaint of Scorponok. Got Fort Max, and I think I'm trying to figure out who this guy is. I think it's Leo Kaiser. I think it's Leo Kaiser or something. It's something. Let's go here and see if I can find. Well, I didn't really. Well, I showed this off earlier, but I didn't get to show it off with my commentary. So go here. This is the 3-0 booth where they have some of their action figures as well. So can I go over that? There's Red Alert. He's the Lamborghini. So, but obviously these are non-transforming toys as well. So they're Red Alert, which is pretty cool. It's kind of like a hyper-realistic version of the G1 cartoon. It's kind of like the vibe. Then we have a Shattered Glass version of the Rodimus Prime based on the Lost Light from IDW. So yeah, it looks pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And the Prime from the comic book, where he's basically taking Megatron's gun arm, which I can't remember what the story. So I haven't read the story yet, so I don't know how that kind of happened. But there's Cliff Jumper, little Cliff Jumper. It's kind of a recolor of Bumblebee. Got the Movie Jazz. I'm not going to spend too much time on him. Movie Ironhide. Yeah. Then we got the Optimus Primal, which I kind of made fun of earlier. But you guys didn't get to hear it because apparently I wasn't. I was mute the whole time, but I was making fun of the lips because it looked like he had some sort of Botox going on with the lips there. It kind of looks like that annoying orange. If you guys remember that from like back in the early YouTube days, like that really dumb like YouTuber, whatever, like orange face. That's what the lips kind of remind me of. So yeah, but otherwise it's kind of cool. It's a pretty cool looking thing. It's kind of a cool little mask. And I think they showed out their cone heads. Kind of move fast here. Yep, they show their jets, the Conehead jets. So got Ramjet, Thrust, and Dirge. So there's a closer look at them. So there's Ramjet, Thrust, and Dirge. Hi, Deadman. Good to see you. Good to see you. Just about to wrap up the dealer room. Then we'll go over to the panels in just a minute. I'll just kind of show off this real quick. These are some more action figures. These are actually some of the Build-A-Bill figures, actually. I think some of them from it's yellow, because if it's Yellow Park, they are buildable. They have a buildable aspect to them. So it's kind of cool. So there's a Starscream, a movie Prime, and a movie Primal, or not a Primal. I think it's Ape Link, the movie, something like that. There's a Shockwave right there, which looks kind of cool. So, but yeah, there's a better look at that Starscream. That Starscream looks fucking cool. Like, I'm not really into the Yellow Park stuff at the moment, but I'm considering buying some stuff from them at some point in the future. Because they're really cool. And there's Megatron, there's Nemesis Prime, which is basically like a black and red version of Optimus, like Evil Prime. So yeah, they are like kind of like buildable figures, not like the same as like a model kit, but it's kind of like in the same ballpark. I think got some more movie stuff, so it could be Rhinox, the Bumblebee, Primal, and Optimus Prime. So, and Cheetor, as well as Scourge from the movie. And some other Yellow Park, the Bumblebee from the new movie, the G1 Bumblebee, G1 Grimlock, and Starscream. So yeah, not too shabby. All right, I think we'll move on to the panel now. Actually, before we do that, I just want to show out the statues they kind of showed off, which are kind of cool. Very, very stylized statues, but these are some of the Prime 1 studios, which are very, very high quality ones. So I believe this was like some sort of like concept art for Megatron in the movies. And so they took that concept art and made it into an actual statue figure. So this is what they're kind of coming up with for that, which is pretty cool, but a little bit, and they also have a Prime coming in, but yeah, it looks pretty cool. It's a little crazy, a little bit crazier than the actual like original cartoon model, but it's kind of, I think it's kind of meant to be kind of indicative of the cartoon, while also kind of being it's kind of like a mix between the G1 cartoon and the Michael Bay movie. That's what it kind of feels like here. But it is kind of cool what they're going for anyways. But I just want to show this off because I thought it was kind of cool. I kind of like the idea of the tank tread becoming like a dread form, or like a cape almost, kind of a stream behind him. Yeah. It is a cool sort of redesign, but I'm always going to be a G1 sucker, so old school. And some of the other ones they've done, they've done Beast Wars, they did the Last Night Prime, or Megatron rather. And I think it's Dark of the Moon Megatron, or no, the second movie, and then the first movie, Megatrons. So from the live action, obviously, which I'm not the biggest fan of. So I think I'll move on to Prime. There's Prime. Oh, hey there. Yes, there's the Prime Megatron, the hot chick. So yeah, there's the Prime. That looks pretty fucking cool. I think I like the Prime a lot better than the Megatron, to be honest. Yeah, that looks pretty fucking cool. Some other options, and it's obviously just a statue, so, but they do have different options for it, like in different swords and stuff like that, or different poses. And it looks like the trailer becomes like the jetpack, which is kind of cool. Axe in the cartoon, or shield rather. It also comes like a little shield here. It's pretty cool. So yeah, oh, that's pretty fucking sick. Yeah. See, if Prime looked like this in the movies, I think it'd be pretty cool. I'd be okay with the sign. Some wings, because why not? But yeah, that's kind of that's Zero X Prime. So yeah, some cool stuff they're kind of coming out with. All right, we can get to the panels now. So some of the newer stuff they've kind of announced and showcased. First, I guess we have water. So my throat's dying already. And where's my panel at? There it is. All right, close these tabs. Okay. There's a list of all the things that they've kind of showed off, but we'll go straight into it. So first up, we got the Make Toys stuff, which is surprise, surprise, more jets, because that's the only thing this company wants to do nowadays is just do the jets, the secret jets in different colors. So it's so annoying because they have like the headmasters and target masters in the works, but they're not really focused on them. They're more focused on doing more of these jets here because they're, for whatever reason, but it's Blue Skywarp or Thundercrack. It's one of them, but gonna spend too much time on that. This is a DX9's slide set, which is just released actually. So, which I think a lot of people are gonna be kind of disappointed for because, well, someone threw a monkey wrench into the mix. But they also have a prowl coming out, which looks okay for vehicle mode. It's obviously just really rough like that here, but prototype looks kind of dopey, especially in the face, and the doors look kind of weird. So I think I won't be. I think I'll be sticking to my Hasbro ones. Then we have their Legends. They're doing a Power Master Prime as well because we apparently didn't get enough Power Master Primes this TFCon. So everyone needs to be a powered up Prime nowadays. But it looks pretty cool for a little guy. Little tiny guys. Like, because this guy's like going to be like 5 inches tall. This guy's like going to be like like a centimeter, like 2 inches tall. This thing here. Yeah. There's their double dealer. Go with them, I guess. All right. Yeah, collection space. I come out with a female star, which we saw at Baltimore, but these are more in-hand pictures of that figure. So yeah, it looks kind of cool. I will be interested to see if they actually do a slipstream recolor of this star screen. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, meant to be a bit more stylized, a bit more, you know. They have the jet mode here, which looks okay. It was a little unfinished, but I think it could be worse. You know. Some accessories, a bunch of accessories, different faces, hands, swords, guns. You know. Move on to the New Age. And they do legend scale, so New Age. So I'll kind of explain it briefly, but legend scale is basically really small, like Transformers toys. So like a Prime will be like 5 inches tall, versus a Masterpiece, which will be like 9 inches tall most of the time. So that's kind of like the difference between Masterpiece and Legends. So New Age is exclusively doing a legend scaled. So showed off their Trailbreaker here, which I thought they already released, but might have been mistaken for the Magic Square one, but. There he is. There's a toy version of him, I think, and some of the repaints, which all look pretty cool. What they're going for, and they kind of showed off their Stunticons. So that's pretty cool. And for some reason, I thought they already had them, but I think I must have mistaken them for Magic Square. So, but yeah, we are getting more Stunticons for people wanting them. So that's pretty cool. They got William, which is their Sunstreaker, and the funniest guy ever, Dick. I'm just getting a sideswipe, but they just have to call. Why did they call him that? Like, really? There's so many fucking jokes now. It's like, because the thing with third-party companies, they have to actually kind of come up with a new name for the toy in order not to get in trouble with Hasbro and Takara for trademark reasons, obviously for the names. But William and Dick. Dick and Willie. Let's go. And there it is, the whole season 1 cast, at least aside from like Jetfire and the Dinobots. But looks like they're finally finishing off their season 1 crew, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Got the what's it called? Mechanical Skull Studio coming out with a jet guy who I don't recognize at all, so I've breezed through him. It's like a Starscream kind of repaint or something. But we got the Armada Demolisher from that cartoon in a Masterpiece scale, so yeah, it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool that they are actually kind of filling in those gaps for some people who are really into the Armada stuff. You know. But yeah, Armada was never my favorite cartoon. I was never really into the early 2000s cartoons. Not really my bag for Transformers. But it does look pretty cool. And does have his fans. So yeah, there's a little tank mode. We got touch toys. And oh, these are the jets we saw earlier that are kind of based on like modern day jets that are kind of meant to be very, very realistic, as well as the truck here as well. I mean, very, very realistic sort of alt modes, which I always love it when they actually nail, like when they really get an alt mode right, like the vehicle modes and stuff like that. That's pretty cool the way they're doing things with them. The jet modes especially look really fucking cool. It looks like a real like jet, like a model, almost like a model jet almost. That's kind of the vibe I get from this. So not sure who they're supposed to be based off of. Looks like they're just kind of like more original sort of characters, that sort of thing. Looks like it's kind of like a crossover or something like that. I'm not too sure what they're going for, but looks cool though. Then we have new unique toys coming out with their what's that? Oh, I think it's Stinger from the movie, the fourth movie. It's kind of like meant to be a Bumblebee clone or something like that. So there's like just a prototype image of that. So yeah, it's all right for what they're going for. I'm not really into this kind of thing myself because it's based on movie stuff. But we have Magic Square, and this is the one that kind of got a lot of people buzzing this weekend or last week, and that was their Onslaught, which is going to kind of help round out the Combaticons. They're upscaling from Legends to Masterpiece scaled, and yeah, like they just went straight. And the funny thing about this is they went straight into like production, like this. Like no pre-order, no nothing. They just like straight up, got them ready to go. And they're already almost like ready to go. Like a lot of these like different different distributors and stuff like that. So, but yeah, it looks pretty cool. It's gonna be going on my bottom shelf with my other Combaticons, which are damn, probably the most posable Onslaught we ever got, to be honest. Because he's always been a chunky boy, but this is the most like streamlined version of the character. So yeah, going for very, very much the toon aesthetics, almost line for line. So, which is pretty cool. Very cool. And then there he is with the other boys. So Brawl and Swindle. So yeah, crew's almost done. Just need to get Vortex and Blast off, and this whole team is done. And looks like they're going to be done pretty quickly, actually, probably by the end of this year, to be honest, because they're knocking out these Combaticons pretty quickly, because it was a very, very quick turnaround for the other two as well, like only like 2 months. Like, because the Brawl, like, it was announced in August, but then it came out in September. So, yeah, I have a really fast turnaround for their upscaled version of the Legend scale, the Combaticons here. So, and the rumor is that they're going to be doing the Dinobots next. So that's pretty cool. Doing that, and there's another little team huddle there. Like a soccer team almost. I almost want to see that. I want to see like a Transformers story where they're just playing soccer or something. Then you have him with Prime. So I think he's about the same height as Prime in this figure. So that's gonna be kind of good for me, actually, because he'll actually fit on the shelf I have laid out for him personally. Because he's the tricky one to kind of lay out because of the big cannons on his back, So, but I think he will fit. Now that I know that he's going to be about the same height as Prime, because they did a little bit of a size guesstimate yesterday or a few days ago, kind of making sure that it will fit, and I don't have to mess around with my shelves too much to kind of make it fit. So. There's an instruct mode, which is pretty cool. He actually can fit a Brawl in his tank mode on top of that as well, so that's pretty cool. I kind of like the camo detail in the front. It's kind of cool. Although it's kind of weird that's on the front, not on the back or anywhere else. It's kind of like one area, but and then here is in the combined mode for the chest for Bruticus. So So yeah, looks pretty cool. Pretty cool. And then here's their legend scale Dinobots. They're almost done. They just need to put out their swoop and their snarl. But yeah, they have the 3 out though. So Slag, Grimlock, and Sludge. There's a swoop. Which yeah. If you're really into the legend scale, you'll definitely probably like these guys. If you haven't got the New Age ones already. So because New Age and Magic Square here are the ones kind of doing the main sort of legend scale transformers, whereas, well, actually not. Oh, there's also Iron Factory that does legend scale, but they do more stylized stuff, so it's not really going to fit in most people's collection. At least people are doing mostly cartoon accurate figures for the collection. So, but then we have the 6-shot, which they showed off a few weeks ago. Now they're kind of showing like in hand, like prototypes of. So yeah, it looks pretty good for what they're going for. Kind of hoping that Fans Toys comes out with a reissue of their 6-shot at some point, because he is getting pretty up there in price. So on the aftermarket, so I gotta save up for him. And then for Fans Toys or Fantastic Model, this is kind of like their off-brand for. I'll kind of talk about this for a second. So Fans Toys, they are kind of like the big dogs of the third-party world for Transformers specifically, and they've been around for a while, but they've recently created this new label, Fantastic Model, because it's kind of meant to protect the Fans Toys brand, I think, from Hasbro, because after Zeta Toys kind of messed with Hasbro's business a little bit with their Unicron, they kind of become a little more careful. And so what they're doing right now is actually they're taking, under the Fantastic Model label, they're actually going to be doing characters that have already been done by Hasbro. So like characters like Prime, Bumblebee, Red Alert, all these characters that have already had a Masterpiece figure of, they're putting them under this label here just to kind of protect the Fans Toys label. That's kind of like the idea. And then also they have the Robot Paradise for their Decepticons. Like their Soundwave was under that label. And I imagine the Megatron will probably be coming from them. So that's probably where he'll go as well. But yeah, there's a little. I might go over this a little bit more once I get to the. Because I want to do a stream, I think maybe next month, where I kind of go into the different companies and kind of how they've evolved a little bit over the years. Not that I know the ins and outs fully, but I can just kind of give a basic sort of understanding of how they kind of work for a stream. But this is what's going to kind of piss off a lot of people who just bought the DX9s, because they just announced their own Sideswipe and Red Alert. So, and yeah, looks pretty on the money. So I imagine a lot of people are going to be selling off their DX9s pretty soon, which is kind of a bummer for them, because I think that a lot of people are really looking forward to that DX9 Sideswipe. Then this guy kind of came in and threw in a big monkey wrench for them. So yeah, there's a Sideswipe. He's obviously the Lamborghini Autobot, and when there's Sideswipe, there's always going to be a Red Alert around the corner, and that's this guy on the right. It was a little bit of a different bot. The main difference between Red Alert and Sideswipe is the wheel is actually on the shoulder, and the door kind of hangs off the arm a bit more. It's kind of the main difference between a Sideswipe and a Red Alert. Other than that, they're pretty much the same bot. Aside from like color scheme and all that, and name, and head sculpt, a little bit different, but yeah, there's their Red Alert. So they look good. So kind of feel bad for people who got the DX9 though, because what happens usually is because Fans Toys is obviously is kind of considered like the best out of all the third-party companies. So usually when they come out with their version, people usually flock to that one. With some exceptions, I'm actually kind of opting out of the Fans Toys Constructicon specifically, because I like the way the X-Transbots ones look better, which that'll be for another day. So yeah, there's their Red Alert and Sideswipe, And then move on to the main label, which is Fantoys, and they showed off their Constructicons quite a bit. So here's their hook with full colors. So yeah, it looks pretty cool. But I'm still kind of going for X-Trans bots there. Constructicons, just because I like the aesthetics better, I like the proportions and the scale a little bit better on those ones. So I kind of went that route. But this one looks kind of good. And then you have a long haul and mixed master to his left and right. Long haul looking kind of dopey a little bit because they're going for very, very like toon aesthetics. So that includes the proportions, which that's one thing I kind of don't really like. They go too far into the cartoon model where they follow it to the point where it's like it looks goofy, you know. Like it's like I don't think there's anything, because there's nothing wrong with kind of bringing these arms up just a little bit, just kind of give them better proportions. Which, and that could be also a discussion for another time, is kind of like the shift in the way kind of third party kind of sees are making the Transformers now, because they used to be a bit more stylized, have a bit more fluff to them, but now they kind of go for more of a literal translation of the cartoon. For better or for worse, which we can kind of talk about as we continue on, but we'll kind of save those sort of discussions for a little bit later, I think. There's a color render of their long haul, so, but yeah, it's all right. There's a dump truck. So, and there's their mixed master, which looks a little bit better than their long haul, but I think I'm ultimately going to go for the X-Trans bots for all of them. So, I mean, I'm already in on them because I have the Scrapper and the Bone Crusher is on, or their long haul is on the way. So, and then there's the leg mode for mixed master and color renders. So, and there's a render of their Devastator mode, so that they all kind of combine to make one big robot here. So, not that dog-looking thing with the ball sack hanging out in the movie. This is what Devastator's supposed to look like. This big beastly robot. So, yeah, it looks pretty good for they're going for. But I'm only going. But I already have a Devastator, so I'm not going to go in on this set personally. But and who's this? Oh, MMC. So this is the Ravage from the Con exclusive from Mastermind Creations, their Max remix line. Oh, Jesus, my voice is giving out. All right. But yeah, so I think this is actually supposed to be part of their Voltron stuff, because they did a repaint of their Steel Job, which is a lion. And they kind of repainted that into the red lion from Voltron. So I think that's what they're kind of doing here with the green one as well. So there's a little combo that comes with. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool what they're going for there. Nice little exclusive to kind of get there. But also show out their Drift, which is going to be their second version of that stray. Actually, it's going to be their, because they just released their regular version without the red stripes. So, but I think if I'm going to get this guy, I'm probably going to get this version better. I just like the red stripes on it better. But yeah, he's the Autobot who kind of was Decepticon IDW, who eventually became like kind of a samurai, and joined the Autobots and had sort of this really big redemption arc and stuff. So, and this is kind of meant to kind of recontextualize him as if he was part of like the G1 cartoon lore, because he has a more sort of 80s sort of car sort of vibe here. So kind of meant to be what if Drift was in the G1 cartoon, because obviously he got his start in 2005, I think, in IDW. So that's where this character kind of comes from. And so yeah, I would like to see more of this kind of stuff, though. I'd love to see like a Lockdown or a Bulkhead in this sort of style, where they take the newer characters and kind of make them a part of the original cartoon lore. I think that'd be kind of a cool idea with the toys. And then we got their hook, or no, not their hook, their scavenger. So one of their cons, because can't get enough of the Constructicons this year apparently. So. But it looks good. It looks pretty good. I think they did jump legs actually, because what they're going for. And oop, my screen going back on the side there. No, the crane mode, and there's another Devastator. So, but I'm not really going for this set, just because the combined mode A and B. Yeah, well, I think the bottom modes might actually be pretty good, actually, to be honest. But I'm already locked in on the action spots. But at least I know that there will be a decent bottom mode for some of these guys on MC. So, in case I want to swap over last minute, but then we got more Fans Hobby, which we kind of showed off a little bit earlier. This is their Obsidian Commander, Obsidian Blade. They kind of combine into one big robot, I think. That's their deal. So, yeah, it's kind of cool. You got, I think it's a Jetfire or something like that. It's kind of based. It looks like kind of from the Armada stuff, but with Astro Train colors, I think. It's kind of the vibe I'm getting from this anyways. So, yeah. Oh, and then we got some colored images of their Metal Hawk. So, which is their first time doing a Pretender, which is basically like a humanoid sort of basically what it is where you have like a humanoid sort of shell that kind of goes on top of the robot, which is kind of it was never really my favorite thing about Transformers, to be honest. It was never my sort of bag, but it's there for people who do want that. So, but yeah, so it's basically you do this armor, you kind of put it onto the main skeleton of this robot here, basically. So all these parts kind of go on top of this guy. So, but yeah, he kind of, and this kind of looks with all the stuff on top of it. So, but it looks kind of goofy to me, so I'm not gonna go for it. And then they also showed off a prototype of their G2 Megatron. So very, very rough early stage here. Like this is very, very early on. We at least know that they are actually making a G2 Megatron. A Megatron with green and purple color scheme and a tank. That was kind of like his vibe in the G2 toy line. So, but yeah, it's kind of cool. Oh, but wait, there's more. So we get to the big. For me, these are the. This is like kind of the showstopper for me, anyways. Now is Bingo Toys with what they revealed or showed off rather, and but it's not this one. This is their Tarn. It's coming to be a female version of Tarn. So, but that's not the big one that they kind of showed off. It's these guys. They're Technobots. So this is their Afterburner in vehicle mode as well as robot. Like this is the set I'm really looking forward to. And the one I was hoping to actually see more of from this year's TFCon. So pretty happy to see that. So we got Afterburner and Strafe, the jet. But I think that kind of works for Technobots because they are more advanced, more tech-based and all that. So I think it kind of works that have them be a bit more, have a bit more line detail on them, a bit more coloration and all that. It looks like, all I know is this guy's going to be painted to the nines. And so, and Bingo Toys does get really good paint jobs on their figures. So it's just a color render. So I imagine it's going to be even more, even better looking in person. So, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to this set of 5. There's the jet mode for Strafe. And then there's the arm for Computron. And there's the Afterburner, his arm mode, and then And then there's the big silhouette of Computron. So yeah, finally getting some season 3 combiners going, because a lot of these companies are more focused on season 1 and 2 combiner teams like Devastator, Bruticus, you know, Silver or Superion. So it is kind of nice that someone is actually at least doing some season stuff, and hopefully they'll actually do some more. Like maybe after they do Computron, they can do like a Abominus or a Predaking. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, and they are from the back, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, better look, and it kind of gives you a bit of a close up on the torso of or rather the silhouette of the torso for Computron, which kind of suggests that it's going to be parts forming. Which, for those who don't know, the way the parts forming kind of works for third party combiner teams is that they will basically make like a fake sort of chest piece and waist and thighs. It's usually where a combiner kind of falls apart. It's kind of a revolutionary idea to do parts forming back when Toy World first did their Devastator, because before then they all did the all-in-one gimmick where they all attached together and then they kind of create the combined form. But the problem with that was that it added a lot of the stability issues to the combiner, because like the areas that really kind of need to kind of be on point for a combiner to be successful and stable is the shoulders, the thighs, and the ankles, and the knees, because that's where it kind of comes down to. And if you don't have those kind of locked in, it can kind of be, it kind of make the guy kind of fall apart, you know, at some point. So, but yeah, this definitely looks like a parts forming piece here, the chest piece. So, hopefully scale. Right now, the current scale for Masterpiece combiner teams is like 50 centimeters. So, hopefully this is about 50 centimeters, or at least close to that. But if not, they'll at least work for bot modes. So if it doesn't for combine mode for me, it'll at least work for bot modes. So that'll be perfectly fine for me. So yeah, this is the one that really got my attention. And they also got another Constructicon, because we haven't had enough of those. This is their hook from Zeta Toys, aka One Studio, but they're actually Zeta Toys. There's a lot of a long history of Zeta Toys, which I might go over another day. But this is their long haul for their own Constructicon set, which is meant to be kind of more like Cybertronian based, like kind of like if they were on Cybertron, what would the Constructicons look like in their vehicle modes and stuff like that. It's kind of like the idea. It kind of looks like if they were in like the Bumblebee movie almost, or that sort of a vibe. Anyways, like kind of that G1 but live action sort of style, you know. But yeah, it was kind of cool for what they're going for, but not really my bag. I'm just going for X Transmos, and I'm done with Constructicons. Like, I don't want to see any more Constructicons after this day, because they're everywhere now. There's the foot. So, and I think that's it for TFCon this year. So that was all they showed at the panels. I'm kind of disappointed, but you know, they are all most of them are all China-based companies. So yeah, they are just getting off of Chinese New Year last month, so can't really expect too much to be shown. But the show was kind of cool. But yeah, the big one for me was definitely the Computron and Technobots, because and the Onslaught for sure. Those are probably the two that I really like the most here, or that caught my eye the most. So, but yeah, that's going to be it for the day. So let's see. Anything else? Yeah, I think it's going to be it for the night. I think I went for a pretty good amount of time here. What time is it? Oh, okay. I think it's being weird. But went for 2 hours, almost an hour and 20 minutes. So went for a pretty good amount of time here. So, oop, went too big. There we go. There we go. And we're back. So, just want to see if there's anything I missed. Since I had the dealer room again for day 2, just in case there was an update I missed. So, and we kind of covered all this stuff here. They did show off their defense for another again, but they've already kind of showed us off last at Baltimore. So, but they did show off their defense for right over here. So, which is pretty cool. Not really in on the defense sword, just going to be going in for their bot mode. So I'm just going to be going for the blades, and that'll be the last of the MC ones. Because I'm waiting to see. So I haven't decided on what I'm going to go for the hotspot just yet, which is the torso bot for bot modes, anyways. I think I'm going to be going for X-Trans bots because I think they have they usually have better painted figures than MC. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. And there's no Devastator. This is a very, very early sort of prototype of him. And you can kind of see it in the way the plastic is. Very, very cheap plastic, just kind of meant to give you an idea of what he's going to look like, how he's going to scale. So, but yeah, looks pretty cool for what they're going for. Anyways, it's also an all-in-one gimmick. That's what Emmons is doing. That's why I'm not going for it as well, because they're not going to be as big as I'd like them to be. So. But bot mode, they work, so that's all good. I'm still waiting for this guy here, Straightwise. But I think he got delayed or something like that back in all the way in China. There's some sort of a thing going on with it, so might have to yell at the guy, see what's going on. But yeah, it's gonna do it for me today. I think I covered pretty much everything. Actually, no, I want to show off the thing that X-Trans bot show because they didn't really have a whole big presence here on at TFCon. They don't really have a whole big presence anymore as much in these conventions. But they did show off a repaint of their first aid, which I'll kind of show off, which is based on the G2 colors. So I'll find that, show that off, and then we'll call it a wrap because my voice is just dying. I'm dying here, talking so much. Just gotta see through the trash. People talking. All right, there we go. Well, here's the first aid they showed off in the Generation 2 color. So yeah, that's kind of cool. Not really my bag, obviously. I'm just going for the cartoon look, but it exists for people who want it. So and it's actually kind of a cool color scheme, like the gold, the teal, and the white. It's kind of cool deco, but not really my bag. So, but that is a thing that kind of got announced. So, yeah, there's some people talking, so we'll kind of stop screen sharing. And that's gonna do it for me, guys. Thank you, Mrs. Diamond and Diamond, for dropping by. And anyone who's lurking in the chat, listen to me babble on toys and stuff. So yeah, we'll probably do this again. I think the next TFCon is going to be in July at Toronto. So I'll probably do another one of these covered streams, and I'll probably do more streams like this, kind of talking about third party. I think we'll just kind of pick a topic and kind of just talk about it in general. Just because it's good for, I think it's kind of good to kind of explain certain things about the third-party world of Transformers and kind of explain the, it's kind of, and it's just kind of fun to kind of talk about collecting in general because it's, a fun thing that we all, I think, on some level do. I think we all kind of collect it in some capacity, no matter whether it's a small capacity or a large one. And it's something fun and chill to kind of talk about, But on that note, and yeah, my big boobs are jiggling. Be sure to look out this week because I might be able to get the Etsy shop going. I'm just waiting for my new credit card to come in so I can get my Etsy shop pumping and going, and we can start selling those stickers, the Dinobot stickers. So yeah, that's about it. And so for next weekend, I'll probably do another draw stream because I didn't really have enough time to plan one this weekend. So we'll probably do maybe we'll do 2 Predacons next weekend. We'll see. But yeah, on that note, I'm gonna call it a wrap here, guys, because my voice is killing me and I need it for tomorrow because got another road trip ahead of me tomorrow, which is just gonna be a short day trip, but and I think we'll end it off on a funny sort of clip here. So on that note, I will see you guys later.
Decepticons, a toast to the imminent destruction of the accursed Autobots.
Boy, these are good.
This stuff's the greatest. Those were the good old days back on Cybertron. Didn't have to sneak around in these ugly Earth disguises. Good old Cybertron, land of the metal moon.